piece of safety equipment you shouldn't be driving without these days is a solid dash cam. They are simply great at protecting you in case of an accident. Just having those extra set of eyes can make all the difference. Now sometimes you just can't go wrong with an all-in-one kind of dash cam, especially one with a sharp 4K front camera and a decent rear one too. And that's exactly where this one comes in. This is the BOTSLAB G980H Pro 4K dashcam. It is safe to say this is set to be a solid little dashcam that packs a lot into such a compact design. You get a 4K camera up front, a 2K adjustable camera in the back, and they are both wide-angle lenses. All this, and we even have built-in GPS. This thing is ridiculously easy to use, and with a 2.5-inch screen and a rather simple app that makes managing your videos a much easier process, for the price it really makes you wonder, is it actually worth it? So the burning question is this product truly worth the asking price? Well, let's first start by unboxing it. Now opening the box, you're first greeted with an envelope containing the user manual, stickers, a spare double-sided amount of tape, and a 64GB micro SD card, a really nice touch for free. Now the main dashcam itself, and inside you'll find the power cable, cigarette lighter adapter, a pry tool, pretty much everything you need to get up and running. And I really think that's the main aim here, just giving consumers an all-in-one solution that's easy to install yourself. Now I have to admit the main camera is pretty compact. On the bottom there are 3 buttons for menu navigation, plus a rather small cutout for the speaker and microphone. Up top you've got the mounting unit with 2 ports, one for power and one for the rear camera. It's simple and pretty clean. Now let's get on to mounting, because mounting it is a breeze. Thanks to the residue-free stickers in the box, all you really need to do is find the perfect position and adhere it. To be honest, the trickiest part, like with any dashcam, is trying to tuck those cables neatly into your car's trim. This can take a little while, especially if you're doing the rear camera too and you need to actually hide those cables all under the carpet, but I do recommend doing it because you get a much cleaner install. The rear camera can also simply be stuck to the window, so you don't need to do any exterior work, although you might find some people would prefer to have it on the outside just because it would capture things a little clearer. But as a whole, having it mounted to your rear window is more than good enough. Now it is worth noting that you can power the camera through your car's cigarette lighter port or with an optional hardwiring kit. Obviously, if you go the hardwiring route, the camera will keep running even when the car's off thanks to the 24-hour parking mode on this. However, you can simply use the cigarette lighter if that is easier. But do keep in mind, if you want those 24-hour parking mode features, well, you are going to need to hardwire it. Now the display on this thing is pretty bright, but it's not a touchscreen. You'll need to use the 3 buttons on the bottom to control everything, which is okay since you'll mostly just set it up once and forget about it. I will say though, the storage fills up fast. Recording just 1 hour of 4K footage from the front camera eats up about 13GB. Now that is pretty crazy. The good news is pulling up and viewing footage is super easy thanks to the companion app. In the app, you can configure the camera, view clips, and save videos all from your phone. Sometimes it's just way easier than messing with the SD card or fiddling about with the camera. The Wi-Fi connection between the dashcam and my phone worked pretty well, though there were a few times when my phone wouldn't pick up the camera's Wi-Fi network, and a quick rescan usually did the trick. But overall, the app's been pretty solid. What I do like is when you play back footage on your phone through the BOTSLAB app, it overlays some really cool AR metadata like live altitude, speed, and a GPS pathway. Thanks to the built-in GPS within this and Google Maps integration, you can see your vehicle's direction and route on the map. It is such a neat touch that adds a lot of context to the footage. There is also a client that you can use on Mac or Windows, and this gives you a more detailed and larger view of your footage. You can simply plug in your SD card and you get all the metadata provided. For me, this is the best feature by far. Now, as mentioned, the unit features 2 cameras, one in the front and one in the rear. The front camera records in 4K, which is excellent for capturing finer details like license plates and more, while the rear 360-degree camera records in standard 2K. Now, I will admit the camera lenses are quite wide on both of these, with over 170 degrees for the front camera and 150 degrees for the rear one. You really do get a really nice level of coverage. It's safe to say the camera will catch events happening around the sides of the road too. There really isn't any blind spots. This thing covers up to 6 lanes. That's not bad. When it comes to picture quality, the front camera uses a Sony IMX415 f/1.5 sensor, and it captures a really solid image. By default, it records at 25 frames per second, but you can switch it up to 60 if you want smoother footage. I think the image is pretty good. It's sharp and clear enough to see everything you need, and I was even able to freeze frame and read number plates from oncoming cars across the road. There's no noticeable glare from the camera during the day, and the WDR dynamic range does a great job at switching between bright and dark areas. This is actually super handy if you drive through tunnels or under tree shades often. The color saturation looks quite natural, and the wide dynamic range handles low light and night conditions pretty well. As you can see, even the nighttime footage looks pretty solid. That wider field of view definitely helps capture more, and overall you can't deny that 4K camera looks super clean. Now, when it comes to the rear camera, you do lose a bit of clarity. It drops down to 2K, and you can definitely notice the difference when you compare it to the front one. Nighttime footage isn't as clear, and even in the daytime, reading number plates at a distance can be a bit fuzzy. But as a rear camera goes, for peace of mind, it does a decent job. Now, there is another handy little feature on this, and that is the ADAS feature. Instead of just relying on software, this dashcam has a dedicated AI MPU IC with 1.5 TOPS of processing power. Now, that just means that when you pair that with BOTSLAB's AI algorithm, you get some handy alerts for your car both when stationary and when in operation. You can receive various safety alerts such as pedestrian collision warnings, front vehicle movement alerts that notify you if the car in front moves more than 6.5 feet, and warnings if you're too close to the car in front or if you've drifted out of your lane. Now, although sometimes these are a little hit and miss, as a whole, it is nice to be warned about them, and when they do work, they can come in very handy. Now, all in all, with its high quality 4K front camera, wide angle coverage on both those lenses, and a suite of safety features built in, it offers good value for that current asking price. From a price to performance point of view, the BOTSLAB dashcam is very much worth it. It just gives people peace of mind without breaking the bank. And with that all said, be sure to check this product out in the link in the description. Let me know what you think. Till next time.